Roots to Rock is on the road, and this time we're coming from one of the best listening rooms in Roanoke, the Spot on Kirk Avenue. And joining me now is Bruce Bryan. He's the president of the board of the Spot. Thanks for being with us on Roots to Rock today.
Thanks for having me on, Denise.
This is a really unique place. It looks just like a storefront. Give us a little bit of history about the Spot.
Well, it is. We always say that this is just an empty room, and a lot of times I'll say from the stage, this is just an empty room until you get here to the audience and until the performers get there and get started. It's a great room with a brick wall, but there's an energy that happens when the music starts. So it was set up, almost a decade ago now, as an experiment. Could you take an empty room and make it a concert venue? And Ed and Catherine Walker started that. It was supposed to be a one-year experiment, and it lasted 5 years. So they found it could work. Then after a period of time, it went away, and it was dark for probably 3 years.
And that's when you said it can't be dark any longer, because they were bringing in some really great musicians, and you still are.
Well, so what had happened was Gary Jackson worked with the Walkers to get things started, and he went down to the Harvester and is doing amazing work down there. And as you know, well documented how great the music is that they're performing. But they were going to, I think, turn this into office space. And we, at the same time, had just, the board that I work with, had just handed over the Down by Downtown Music Festival to Pete Eshelman and his crew. And so we were thinking, what's next? My business is next door. The guys at Lucky were the next door to that. And everybody's thinking, man, we really need to do something with this space.
And the Spot is what happened from that.
It is. We reached out to Ed. He was great. The equipment was all here. Everything just needed to be refurbished and cleaned up. And we accidentally, I can really say accidentally, fortuitously met up with Travis Lister. And he, along with Jamie Miller, who was hired as a part-time venue manager, and the board and I kind of got things going with a different model, which we're hoping, and we've made it sustainable. It's 3 years now, and so we're hoping that we have a model that allows us to keep things going.
So talk about the vibe here, and you all have a good reputation of bringing in really great musicians, some which are on the brink of making it really big.
Yeah, it's usually someone on the way in or the way down, somebody that's had their big song or is on the way to having their big song. And it's interesting because people are a little afraid to try new music. They love walking by and sensing the new music and maybe hearing it, but to come in and sit and listen and face a musician, it's a commitment, and people are a little bit nervous about that. So we like to say it doesn't really matter the genre. We've had hip hop, reggae, we've had Americana, bluegrass, all kinds, jazz, all kinds of different music. In fact, we had a sold-out dancing stand-up show, which was Gangsta Grass, and it was hip hop and bluegrass smashed together. That band actually had a song that was in Justified, the TV show Justified. So the vibe is really different night to night. It just depends on what type of music's playing. So it can be a stand-up dancing joint, or it can be a sit-down, very serious, focused listening night.
So if you want to get intimate with an artist, this is definitely a place to come.
The artists usually stick around, they sign autographs, they'll talk, take pictures, meet up with you afterwards. They're making their living selling the merchandise, so they're gonna hang around and get to know the listeners. The listeners feel that really close connection. And then what's really fun is 10 or 15 years from now, you can say, I remember when I saw X, Y, or Z at the Spot on Kirk, and now you can hear them on the radio or wherever it might be that they're, quote, popular.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us into the Spot on Kirk and letting us have Roots to Rock here.
We're really glad you came, and you're welcome anytime.
And now we're going to head back to Tina and her pony.